16 laws. Learn them and nothing about women confuses you again. Let me tell you what this video is and what it isn't. It isn't a guide to manipulating women. It isn't a list of tricks to run on girls at bars. And it definitely isn't another angry rant about how women are the problem. What it is the clearest breakdown you will ever watch on how the female mind actually works, what she's responding to, what she's screening for, what kills attraction, and what builds it. All of it grounded in one of the sharpest guides on this subject I've ever read, Female Psychology Decoded, 16 Laws. We're going through every single one of them today. And by the end of this, you won't be confused anymore. You'll understand her better than she understands herself. And more importantly, you'll know exactly what kind of man you need to become. Let's go. Law 1. Women don't use words to communicate. This is the foundation. Everything else builds on this. Women have spent their entire lives learning to communicate through subcommunication, body language, energy, tone, what they leave unsaid. They perfected this skill over thousands of years for one specific reason. If she communicates her attraction directly, society judges her, so she learned to signal without saying. She expects you to approach first, escalate first, move things forward first. Not because she's passive, but because if she does it, she's labeled. So she sends the signal and waits to see if you're the kind of man who can read it. The man who picks up the signal without needing it spelled out, he's already ahead of 90% of men she's ever met. Stop asking, what did she mean by that? Start asking, what is she doing? Her actions are the truth. Her body is the truth. Words are the surface. Read underneath them. Law 2. Money doesn't exist for women. A beautiful woman has orbiters, men who will buy her things, pay her bills, Venmo her just to stay close. Your financial resources are not scarce to her. They're everywhere. Every guy who just wants to be nice is already lining up to pay for her attention. Your money buys 5 minutes of her time. Your personality determines everything after that. What she's actually attracted to is your energy, your charm, the way you carry yourself, the character underneath the surface. That's the currency that means something, because that she can't get from a dozen desperate men throwing cash at her. The guys who crack the code on this get more attractive as they spend less, because they stop trying to buy something that was never for sale. Identify one place where you've been using resources, time, money, availability, as a substitute for genuine presence. Cut it. Show up as a person, not a provider. Law 3. Women can't empathize with weakness. This one stings for a lot of men. So let me say it with the right framing. This isn't a character flaw in her. It's biology. It's ancient. And fighting it is like being angry at gravity. Since the beginning of human history, women mated with the strong, the man who could protect, provide, lead under pressure, the man who didn't collapse when things got hard. That's not culture. That's wiring that runs deeper than any social trend. So when you go to her with your emotional wounds, your insecurities, your need for reassurance, she doesn't know how to respond to it the way another man would. She might try. She might stay for a while. But over time, if weakness becomes your default, her attraction dies. Not because she stopped caring, because her nervous system was never built to find that attractive. This is why brotherhood matters. You need men around you, real ones who have been through the fire, who you can be honest with during your hard seasons. She is not that. She can love you. She cannot be your therapist and your woman at the same time. If you're going through something heavy right now, find one man you trust and say it to him instead. Not because your struggles aren't valid, because you're protecting the dynamic you're trying to build. Handle the hard stuff in brotherhood. Show up to her as the man who already handled it. Law 4. She won't sleep with you until you make sex comfortable. Here's how nice guys destroy themselves, and they never see it happening. They treat sex like a shameful topic. Like bringing it up would make her think less of them. So they stay polite, careful, clean. And she files them in the friend category, because the friend category is where she puts men who don't make her feel sexual. Here's the truth. She is afraid of being judged. Most of all, she's afraid of being judged by you. The second she thinks you might label her easy or slutty for being attracted to you, she shuts down, door closed. The fix is to be a man who is comfortable with his own sexuality. who can talk about it naturally, laugh about it, bring it up without flinching or apologizing, not crudely, comfortably, like a man who is completely at ease with the most natural thing in the world. When you create that comfort, when she can feel that you're not going to judge her for being a woman who wants things, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, everything opens. Next conversation that has any natural opening toward it, share something from your own experience first. Tell a story, make her laugh. Let her know that you're comfortable here, before you ask her to be. Law 5. Female logic is not logical, it's emotional. If you've ever tried to win an argument with a woman using facts and reason and walked away completely baffled, this is why. Her logic isn't a sequence, it's a set of emotional states. A leads to C, which connects back to X, which makes B make sense to her, even if none of it lines up for you. She's not broken, she's operating from a completely different processing system. When she says, "You're always away from home because you stayed late at work once," trying to correct the always is the wrong move. You'll both end up more frustrated. Instead, you use what the source material calls agreeing and amplifying. You say, "You're right, I was thinking about moving my bed into my office." She hears the absurdity in her own accusation when you play it back that way, and the tension breaks. You're not dismissing her. You're communicating in her language, which is emotion, not logic. The next time you're in a tense exchange and you feel the urge to argue with her facts, stop. Ask yourself, what emotional state is she actually in right now? Speak to that. Change her mood, not her mind. Those are different levers, and only one of them works. Law 6. Shit tests are a positive sign. This is the law that flips everything. When she challenges you, when she's dismissive, when she pushes back, when she says something like, "We're not having sex," right before you walk into your apartment, she is not rejecting you. She is testing you. And the reason she's testing you is because she's interested enough to want to know if you're real. She's been disappointed before. She's met men who presented perfectly and collapsed the moment any pressure landed. She needs to know whether you're one of those men or whether you're different. The test is how she finds out. The man who passes does not flinch. He doesn't get defensive, doesn't apologize, doesn't over-explain. He looks at her, maybe smiles a little, and says something like, "Who's talking about sex?" Calm, unaffected, slightly amused, and she knows. This one is real. That response, that steadiness, does something to her that no amount of effort or niceness ever could. Start noticing when she's testing you versus when she genuinely needs something. The test feels like a provocation with no specific request underneath it. When you spot it, hold your frame. Don't explain yourself. Don't try to correct her. Just stay. The staying is the answer. Law 7. Sex is a massive risk for her, and she's thinking about it every time. Men walk into attraction situations thinking about their own desire. Women walk in thinking about consequences. What if she gets pregnant? What if he tells people? What if this ruins her reputation? What if he loses interest the moment it happens? She is running a risk calculation that you're not even aware of. This is why she's the gatekeeper of sex, not because she doesn't want it, but because the stakes for her are categorically different. Her body, her social standing, her emotional safety, all of it is on the table in a way that it simply isn't for you. The man who understands this doesn't pressure. He doesn't shame her for being careful. He builds trust, lowers the stakes, creates a space where she feels genuinely safe, not just physically, socially, emotionally. She needs to know that this man will not use this moment against her in any form. When that safety is present, her natural desire takes over, and that desire is significant. Ask yourself honestly, have you given her any reason to feel shame? Have you been discreet? Have you ever made her feel judged? Audit your own behavior through the lens of what her risk calculation looks like, then close whatever gaps you find. Law 8. Women love sex more than men do. Let that sit. Women move through daily life carrying the weight of everyone's expectations, family, society, friends, the image they're supposed to maintain. Sex is the one place where all of that falls away, where she is fully in her body, fully free. The female orgasm is one of the most powerful experiences the human nervous system can produce, multiple, continuous, with essentially no ceiling. She is not the reluctant participant society trained you to imagine. The shy girl, the reserved girl, the good girl, they are all capable of being exactly what you want them to be, in the right conditions, with the right man. Stop apologizing for being sexual. Stop treating your desire like it's something she needs to be protected from. She is not fragile. She is waiting for a man who matches her, who is comfortable with sexuality, who leads toward it naturally, who doesn't flinch or backpedal when things start to move. Be that man. She's been waiting for him. Law 9. She doesn't feel attraction at first sight. She feels interest. This distinction matters more than most men realize. When you first appear in her world, she is not deciding whether she's attracted to you. She's deciding whether you're interesting. She puts you in one of two boxes, potential or forgettable. And that decision happens fast, within the first few minutes of your energy reaching her. Once she files you as interesting, she starts paying attention. She notices your body language, how you hold yourself, whether you make her laugh, whether you're self-amusing or performing for the room, whether you make her feel something, anything, strongly. And here's the line that changes the game. It doesn't matter what emotion you make her feel, as long as you make her feel it strongly. Excitement, curiosity, challenge, amusement, slight irritation even. All of it is better than the nothing that a safe, polite, carefully managed interaction produces. The nice guy's fatal mistake is trying to make her comfortable. Comfort is not attraction. Comfort is the waiting room. You want her emotionally activated, in a good direction, but activated. In your next interaction, stop trying to impress and start trying to genuinely interest. Talk about something you actually care about with real energy. Challenge her on something minor. Make a joke at your own expense. Give her something to feel, not something to approve of. Law 10. Social status matters more to her than almost anything else. This one gets missed constantly. She might be genuinely drawn to you. She might feel the pull. But if accepting that pull would drop her social standing, if her friends would judge her, if it would cost her status in the environment you're both in, she will suppress it. Without hesitation. The social calculus wins. This is why environment matters. If you're the guy who tips heavy, who the staff greets by name, who people in the room gravitate toward, she notices. Social proof is real. Women are drawn toward men that other people, especially other women, already signal as worth being around. And here's the counterintuitive version of this law. If you disqualify her a little, if you tease her, tell her she doesn't quite meet your standard, make her earn your attention, you flip the dynamic. Now she is the one with something to prove. She's trying to move up the social ladder toward you, not away from you. Before your next interaction, think about your environment. Are you known there? Do you have relationships with the people who run the space? Build those. And in the interaction itself, don't chase her status approval. Make her curious about yours. Law 11. Women lose interest quickly because they live in the moment. You had an incredible night. The chemistry was real. She texted you something warm at midnight. And then, 2 days later, it's like you're starting over. She's not playing games. She's not manipulating you. She lives in emotional time. Her attraction is tied to the present moment, to how she feels right now, not to a logical record of everything you've built together. This is why comfort and consistency, the things nice guys lead with, are not enough on their own. Consistency tells her you're reliable. Emotion tells her she's alive. She needs both. And if you coast on the connection you built last week without creating anything new this week, the feeling fades. Not because she decided to stop liking you, because the feeling needs fuel. The fuel is new experiences, new emotions, bringing her back to a specific shared memory when the energy dips. Future pacing, talking about something you're going to do together that she can feel in advance. Her strongest attraction organ is her imagination. Use it. This week, create one new moment, one unexpected thing, a place she hasn't been, a conversation she didn't expect, a decision you make for both of you that she didn't have to manage. Small is fine. New is the point. Law 12. She's sending you attraction signals right now. You just don't know what to look for. Here are the ones that matter most. She looks down after holding eye contact with you. That's submission. A primate-level signal that she's responding to you as someone she sees as above her. She blushes. She looks down after holding eye contact with you. That's submission. A primate-level signal that she's responding to you as someone she sees as above her. She blushes. A primate-level signal that she's responding to you as someone she sees as above her. She blushes. She scratches her inner wrists or forearms. She starts giggling at things that aren't that funny. Her lower body movements increase. She shifts her weight, crosses and uncrosses her legs, turns her feet toward you. She has an emotional outburst, gets dramatic, overreacts slightly. That's often sexual arousal in disguise. Her concentration drops. She starts saying things that don't quite connect logically to what you were just talking about. All of these are the signal, the subcommunication from Law 1, showing up in her body before her mind has decided anything consciously. The man who can read these signals never has to guess. He knows when to move. He knows when she's ready before she says a word. In your next interaction, stop focusing on what to say next and start watching. Watch her body. Watch her eyes. Watch her hands. Let what you're seeing tell you more than what she's saying. Law 13. Alpha fucks. Beta bucks. Be the lover before you become the provider. This is the law that separates the men she sleeps with from the men she settles for. The lover is the fun one. Teasing, spontaneous, slightly unpredictable, non-judgmental. He doesn't take her too seriously. He makes her feel things. He doesn't try too hard. He creates an experience, not a resume presentation. Women sleep with this man fast, often faster than anyone around them would believe. The provider is the stable one. He checks all the boxes. He's reliable, thoughtful, future-oriented. She can see a life with him. But if he leads with provider energy before she's felt the lover energy, he's already in the wrong box. He becomes the man she considers settling for, not the man she can't stop thinking about. Your goal is to be both, but in that order: lover first, provider later, once you actually have her. Until then, stay in the energy that creates attraction, teasing, detached, present but not desperate, not giving away the whole hand. In early interactions, consciously remove provider signaling. Don't talk about your salary, your plans, your stability. Talk about what excites you. Be playful. Stay slightly mysterious. Let her earn the version of you that's building something serious. Law 14. Strong eye contact is one of the most powerful tools you have. Women are deprived of real eye contact from most men. The average man glances away under social pressure, breaks contact when challenged, looks down when he's uncertain. It's everywhere, and she feels it constantly. The man who holds deep, steady, calm eye contact, who looks at her like he's genuinely interested and completely unafraid, creates a kind of tension she can't manufacture on her own. The longer you hold it, the shorter the distance between where you are and where you both want to end up. The rule is roughly this: 80% eye contact when you're speaking, 50% when she's speaking. Enough presence to feel real. Enough variation to not feel like a stare. And stay aloof at intervals. Don't let her have your full attention all the time. The man who gives everything is the man who becomes invisible. Calibrate. One more thing from this law that's underrated. Women get a chemical high from talking. They love to talk. The man who can listen with real presence, who actually hears her, who responds to what she said, and not just what he planned to say next, gives her something most men never do. In your next face-to-face interaction, hold eye contact 2 seconds longer than feels comfortable. Notice what happens in her, then practice making it feel natural. It becomes natural fast. Law 15. Trust her past patterns, not her present promises. She will tell you, and everyone else, that she wants a nice, considerate man who treats her well and plans thoughtful dates. Then she'll spend 3 months emotionally invested in a man who doesn't text back, keeps her guessing, and gives her nothing consistent. This isn't weakness. This isn't stupidity. This is the gap between what her logical mind has been taught to want and what her nervous system actually responds to. She is not always aware of the gap herself. And when she becomes aware of it, it creates an identity crisis she doesn't want to face, so she rationalizes. She focuses on the good parts of the man who treats her carelessly and explains away the rest. You cannot change this by explaining it to her. You engage with it by understanding it. Her past patterns are the manual. If she consistently gravitates toward a certain type of dynamic, read that, not her stated preferences. If she says she wants something but every action contradicts it, trust the actions. And apply this inward too. Your own patterns are more honest than your intentions. What do you actually do when you're attracted to someone? What do you do when things get comfortable? What do you do when she pulls back? That behavior is who you actually are right now, and it's what she's reading. Look at the last 3 dynamics you've been in, or the last 3 interactions you remember clearly. What did your behavior actually communicate? Not what you intended. What she would have felt. Adjust from there. Law 16. Attraction is not a choice. This is the one everything else leads to. She is not deciding to be attracted to you. It is happening to her, or it isn't. The feeling rises without her permission, or it doesn't come at all. You can't argue her into it, perform your way into it, or convince her that she should feel it. But here's what to do. Become the kind of man that attraction responds to. Because attraction is not random. It has drivers. 2 of them, survival and reproduction. Her nervous system is constantly, unconsciously, checking whether you would have survived, whether you would have protected and led, whether you have the kind of internal strength and direction that makes a safe, powerful partner. That checklist doesn't require money. It doesn't require looks. It requires identity. A man who knows who he is. A man with a mission. A man living in alignment with his purpose. A man whose self-image is strong enough that no external result, including her rejection, can destabilize it. Build that man. Not for her, for you. And then watch what happens when she's around him. Write down, right now, who you are becoming. Not who you wish you were. Not who you think she wants. Who you are actually building. 1 paragraph. 1 direction. If you can't write it, start there. That's the first law applied to yourself. Stop communicating in vague intentions and start reading the actual signal your life is sending. 16 laws. None of them are about manipulation. All of them are about understanding her, yourself, and the dynamic between those 2 things. The man who internalizes these laws doesn't become a machine running tactics. He becomes someone with clarity. He stops being confused by behavior that used to baffle him. He stops resenting women for being who they are. He starts appreciating the way they're built, the beauty of the subcommunication, the intelligence of the signals, the honesty of the patterns. And that appreciation, that genuine understanding, is exactly the man who truly loves and understands women. This man has an edge that no technique can replicate, because what she's been looking for in every interaction is a man who actually gets her. That man is rare. You can be him. Do the work, apply the laws, build the self-image, find the brotherhood, stay on your mission. Go be that man.